So I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash, double ones to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So I pretty much finished off with the Isaiah, the 3rd chapter in the last video. You know, if you want to read through the curses, you can go ahead and read through the curses. You can go back to the book of Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, and start at the 16th verse. You can go to the first verse, or you can get straight to the point and go to the 16th verse, 17th, and 18th verse. But I want to go back to the Deuteronomy 11 because I don't want to forget what I was going into starting this off. So Deuteronomy 11:1, therefore thou shalt love the Lord, Yahweh, thy power. And we went into that. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3, 2 John chapter 1, verse 5. You can also get Romans, the 13th chapter, the 8th verse. It goes into, for he that loveth the Salakia, it's actually Romans 13 and 10, when it says, love worketh no ill will to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. So, you know, you can you can write that down as well and recite it and remember it, you know. So, therefore thou shalt love Yahweh thy power and keep his charge and his statutes and his judgments and his commandments always. So always. You know, so you should always be going over these. You should always be going over the law, statutes, commandments. Always rehearses the righteous acts. Judges 5:11, man. You know, it says, and know ye this day, for I speak not with your children, which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of Yahweh your power, his greatness, his mighty hand, his stretched out arm, and his miracles and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt, unto the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and unto all his land, and what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots, how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how Yahweh have destroyed them unto this day, and what he did unto you in the wilderness, until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abram and the son of Elab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession, in the midst of all Israel. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of Yahweh, which he did. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, because our elders are who's supposed to teach us the commandments. And then we supposed to teach our children. And then our children teach their children. And it's supposed to go down a line like that. And that's for us to remember the laws and statutes, commandments always. Right? And what have happened and what's going on is that our people are not being taught this. Our people aren't being taught to keep the law, statutes, commandments. Like I said in the beginning, we are the chosen people. We are people that are set apart from the other nations to remember who we are as a people. I mean, for the nations to see who we are as a people and to recognize that our people, customs, how we live, everything we do is different than them. Remember Deuteronomy 7:6, for you are a chosen people, a holy people. That holy means to be set apart. So we have been set apart from the other nations because the Lord chose us to be his people. But look what our people doing. Our people shooting each other, doing drugs, selling drugs, rapping about abominable things, rapping about adultery, rapping about other gods, singing R&B, singing and all that, committing adultery, being covetous. These are all the things that our people are acting out. So if we're not, if you got sons and daughters without fathers, if you got sons and daughters that's not being taught the law, statutes, commandments, this is what you're going to get out of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. You're not going to get righteousness. You're not gonna feel safe in your own neighborhood. You're not gonna get a woman that's a virgin. It's not gonna be an arranged marriage like it was in the ancient world. What you're gonna get is a woman who's been used up. You're gonna have to walk on eggshells when you talk to Jake, because when you talk to a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American man, you're gonna have to walk on eggshells, because if you offend him, he might just pull out a gun and shoot you, because he grew up emotional. He grew up with this thug ass ninja that don't know how to be a man, and that do not know how to take criticism. So now you're dealing with a bunch of emotional ass children running around all over the place. You dealing with a bunch of demons that don't know how to get a job and make their own money and work with. And the Lord said, "I loveth when a man worketh with his hands." Jake out here robbing people that's hard at work, that go to work, make a paycheck, and Jake turns around, rob them for the money that he made. So you got a bunch of belligerent, the scriptures tell you that they're brute beasts. You got a bunch of Jakes running out here, a bunch of brute beasts. And this is what happens when our people aren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And then they come up with excuses to not keep the law, statutes, and commandments by saying the white man wrote the Bible. The white man didn't write shit. He didn't write the Bible, man. If he wrote the Bible, how come we're not keeping any of the laws that's in the Bible? Really? But he wrote the Bible. That don't make any sense. He wrote the Bible, but he wants to do away with the Bible. Get rid of the Bibles out of the hotels. Get rid of the Bibles. Don't bring up any type of Bible verses or scriptures in the schools. But the white man wrote the Bible. That makes a lot of sense. But that's what you get out of our people, man. Excuses. Deuteronomy 11:8. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong and go in and possess the land, whether ye go to possess it. And what happened? The Lord led us to a point to where we was able to get into the land of Israel. Once we got into the land of Israel, the land spewed us out, because now we was keeping the customs of the other nations. It says, and that ye may prolong your days. And the reason why Jake's days aren't prolonged, and Jake is dying in a wound, before he can even come out of the wound, Jake is dying, because he's not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. How many black women you had go up to Planned Parenthood having abortions? Before Jake could even leave out of the room, his life is already being, what's the word I'm looking for? His life is already in danger. Before this man, God, hey, now that I really think about it, man, it's cold, but that's what happens when you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Before Jake could even leave the wound, his life is already in danger. That's the crazy thing, man. You are in a wound of a woman with the potential to abort you, to have your body by a doctor ripping the arms and legs off this baby in your wound to get rid of it. So before you can even leave the black woman's womb, your ass is in danger, man. Wow, man. And that ye may prolong your days. And then at that, man, a lot of times these demons be getting pregnant. They be pregnant. They smoking weed. They eating abominable foods. And the only thing that's in the wound of a black woman is a demon. That's why the scriptures tell. And I'm not just saying that just to say that, just to talk a bunch of trash. I'm getting this from the scriptures, man. Matter of fact, let me prove it real quick. Let me prove it. This is Job 14:1. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. The scriptures tell you, out of a woman, out of a monstrous woman. Oh, what is that scripture, man? talks about a monstrous woman. I'm not just saying this, man. It's in the scriptures, man. It's in the scriptures. Right, Salakia. So let me get the scripture and then I'm gonna end it. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 8. It says, "There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters," man. So Salakia, bear with me for a second. There's something I want to look up. Someone I want to look up real quick. Salakia. Menstruation. Let me see. So the meaning of menstruation, right? And going back into the book of 2nd Ezra 5 and 8, menstruation means, hold up.
Menstruation.
It means the process in a woman of discharging blood and other minerals from the lining of the uterus at intervals of about 1 lunar month from puberty until menopause, except during pregnancy. So there you go. So it says, there shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. So these dudes out here are a bunch of monsters, man. They're a bunch of monsters. I seen a video earlier. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to end it from here, then I'll bring it back. So I would like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.